Yeah, oh, you're not. Okay. Okay.
No, you should ask that at the end.
Okay. I'm here at CES 2024 with Eben Upton, and it's been almost a year since we talked at Raspberry Pi HQ over in the UK. You said, I got to come back to the US and talk to Jeff, right?
Yeah, right.
So I have a
I didn't realize it would be Vegas, though. So.
Well, everything happens in Vegas. So Raspberry Pi is not on the floor here, but one thing that I've seen a lot around the floor is AI and, co-processors, NPUs and things. And I know the RP2040, it's getting older now, and you have the new chip in the Pi 5, but has something like an AI coprocessor on a Pi been something that you've ever thought about?
I think you got to remember when we're thinking about what we put on the Pi board, not what we put around the Pi board, but what we put on the Pi board. There's always that calculation. You're aware that you are taxing. Some of your users will use it, some of your users won't use it, and you're taxing the users who don't use it to help the users who will. Now, the challenge with an AI, and that's the sort of reasoning that's kept things like an ADC off the board for over a decade. Now, the challenge with an AI coprocessor is that it would be, whether it's a discrete coprocessor or whether you try and integrate it into the core silicon, is that it's actually quite expensive. And it will only ever be of interest to maybe, at best 10 or 20% of users. And so it's very, very hard to make AI get over that hurdle. It's a hard hurdle to get over. So, really the philosophy with AI on all Raspberry Pi products, whether it's RP2040 or whether it's the big Pi products, is we want to have reasonably fast processors, because you can actually do a lot of machine learning inference on just on the CPU. We've got quad 2.4 gig A76. I think each of those has 8 lanes of neon. So that's an enormous amount of performance if you want to do machine learning. So we try to have a good amount of CPU performance, and then we try to be the best possible host for external accelerators. Historically, that's meant USB 3 to devices like Coral. Nice thing about Raspberry Pi 5, obviously, is you now have a single-layer PCI Express as well. I think opens up a lot more opportunity to connect to other things.
And with the Coral, it's the support for it's been a little lacking. Is there anything else that could happen that could help? Because I just set up Frigate, and it uses Coral, and that's great, but it's so hard to get a Coral.
Yes.
That it's hard to get.
Yeah, I think we're probably. I think it's fair to say we are on the hunt for more options, particularly things which will connect. One of the challenges with the Coral design, there are issues in the Pi 4 generation PCI Express controller which prevent it from talking to the Coral device. And so where people have done PCI Express where people have wanted to do PCI Express to Coral in the CM4 generation, what they've actually tended to do is they've tended to go PCI Express to USB to Coral. Those issues go away in the Pi 5 CM5 generation, but I think it would be helpful if we had 2 or 3 more options for accelerators. And the good news is there are other pieces of accelerator silicon out there.
And you say CM5, is that is it happening?
No, it's happening. I mean, I think we've committed CM5 is happening.
I remember on the forum someone mentioned first half 2025 or something.
And we've released some guidance about CM5, what people, if you're designing with CM4, we now have a guidance document available on PIP, available on the product information portal. We have a guidance document which will help you maximize your chances that the design you do for CM4 will be forward compatible with CM5.
It's going to be very cool to have that, because the biggest complaint with the CM4 for me has always been it's almost there, but it's not perfect. There's bugs that you have to work around, so it'll be
No, it's a good platform. I mean, the Pi 5 platform is a big step forward from the Pi 4 platform, and not just in performance. It's a big step forward in a lot of other sort of non-functional ways. It's going to be exciting to bring that into the compute module world.
Yeah, and it's been interesting to watch the stock levels here in the US especially, but around the world, I get some people saying, I got like 4 Pi 5s, and other people are saying, I've been trying since day one. I put 2 pre-orders in the day that it launched, and both of those have shipped.
Yes.
How is stock? How is production? Are there any bottlenecks? Or
production is good. So I was in so it's Wednesday. Sort of like this kind of Vegas thing where you don't know what time of day it is, what day of the week it is. It's Wednesday. I was in the factory on Monday. They're currently at a production rate of about 70,000 units a week. The goal is to get, by the end of this month, to get to 90,000 units a week. So that's, basically 400,000 units a month. I don't believe we're going to need to build. I will be pleased but surprised if we have 5 million units a year of sustained demand at this point just for that one product.
Yep.
But I suspect what we'll probably do is we'll probably build at that rate for 2 or 3 months. We'll burn through the backlogs. We'll deal with all the people who want to get them first in single units early, then in multiple units early, because we know, of course, there's lots of people who want to build clusters of these things. Yes,
it's powerful enough now that it can actually compete.
Yeah, you know, these
performance per watt.
So I think there is a there'll be a period where we build the things just as fast as we can, and then probably kind of April, May time we'll then slack back down to kind of more maybe a 50,000 unit a week level. It's much more sustainable for the factory. And then we'll trundle along there.
Right now they got Pi 5s just shooting out. They're kind of bagging them up.
That was actually fantastic. You went on the floor. They hold the Pi 4s and Pi 5s are built in panels of 9 3x3 panels, and they have these wheeled racks with slotted racks that the things live in after they've come out of reflow and before they get broken out, before they get routed out and put into the tester, and literally every spare square foot of
I remember when I was there last year, there was still space.
Yeah, there is no space anymore.
You have to climb over them now.
There's both more equipment and then all the space that isn't occupied by equipment is occupied by these racks.
Yeah, and on the flip side, the Pi 4 is now, every time I go to Micro Center, they have piles of them.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's wonderful. You know, it's good to have got out of that. You know, it was a painful period. But it's always been a big part of the Pi value proposition to hobbyists and to industrial customers is that they are very, very, very available. And so having gone through a couple of years period where we'd kind of come away from that core part of that core value, it was pretty painful for us.
HAT Plus. So Pi 5, you know, there's already a couple NVMe HATs out there, a couple pre-launched, a couple are already for sale. Do you know when the Pi 5, the official Raspberry Pi?
So the design's finished. I suspect we'll get it out by the end of the quarter.
Yep.
I would be disappointed if we're not in volume production sometime in March.
I'm excited for that.
It's going to be good.
Because I've already seen some innovation, people building ones that fit in different ways. Put them underneath, put them on top.
Which is awesome. So. And I mean, there isn't the sense that we don't feel the need to kind of. Well, it would be really undesirable for us to try and monopolize producing that particular product. You know, it's nice. I don't think we will ever produce one, say, that goes underneath. I think we may have a couple of form factor variants. We may have a form factor variant which is optimized for the very short, the kind of 2230, 2242 format sticks, and then another one which is more suitable for the longer devices, or for non-NVMe, for other
for A+E key or other things like that. At CES, I don't think you have your badge yet.
I'm not registered yet.
Have you heard about any things on the floor that you want to see?
I was talking to Sam Snyder and Chris Boris, who've been here for us all week. I think the big thing they've noticed this year is previous iterations of CES, enormous amounts of Raspberry Pi out on the floor in a prototyping capacity. I think the big thing that's changed this time is you're going to people and saying they have finished products. And they say, oh, well, that's interesting. And then they see the badge and it says Raspberry Pi. And they say, oh, no, there's a Raspberry Pi in there. There's a compute module
it's hidden
in there.
underneath. Like in a robot or something.
Hello, robot. So it's that transition from being a prototyping platform. It's the really important thing with Raspberry Pi. We don't just want the prototyping volume. We want to support people and stay with them all the way through their journey from prototyping to low volume production to mass production. And I think that's the big thing that's changed this year. A sign that is really starting to happen.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy getting your badge and going out on the floor and seeing CES. And who knows, maybe I'll come back to
come see us. Come see the factory in its new incarnation.
And you have a second store now too, I hear.
We do. We have a pop-up. Let's keep calling it a pop-up until we know we're going to keep doing it.
A long-term pop-up.
Yeah, so it's up in Leeds, which is where I grew up. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
And so it's a place I know very well. North of England, a lot of engineering there. We think there are obvious places in the UK which are going to be a good fit for a Raspberry Pi store. Leeds is one of them. We'd be really impressed with the response we've had from the local community so far. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a permanent fixture of our store program.
All right. Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.